You ever get that feeling like you hit a certain age
Mm,
and suddenly your energy just takes a nosedive?
yeah,
It's like you're working twice as hard to get half the results.
absolutely. Like you're pushing a boulder uphill.
Exactly. And building muscle. Forget about it. It's like your body just decided to hit the pause button on all that.
It's a common experience for a lot of men.
It is.
And honestly, it can be super frustrating.
Oh, absolutely. You start wondering if this is just the new normal.
Yeah,
Like, if
yeah.
this is just what aging feels like.
Right.
But what if it wasn't? What if there was a way to actually fight back?
Well, that's where things get really interesting. Science is starting to uncover just how much of this is tied to declining testosterone levels.
Oh, interesting. So it's not just all in our heads.
Nope.
Yeah.
It's like our bodies are subtly shifting, and those hormones play a bigger role than we might realize.
Okay, so this is where this deep dive comes in, right? You sent over some info on this supplement called Testodren,
Yeah, testosterone.
and they claim to boost those testosterone levels naturally.
Mm-hmm.
And I gotta admit, their website had us pretty intrigued.
I bet. It's a bold claim for sure.
Yeah, we even went ahead and pulled up some clinical studies to see if the science actually backs them up.
Smart move. Always good to check those sources.
Always. So their website really focuses on the struggles that men go through as they age.
Yeah, they highlight those common issues, like
Right.
decreased energy. Yeah. The feeling of being wiped out all the time.
Yeah, and they talk about that stubborn belly fat.
Oh, yeah. The kind that just won't budge no matter what you do.
Exactly. And even changes in mood.
Right. It's not just physical, it affects how you feel mentally, too.
Yeah, they seem to really get their audience.
You do. It's like they're speaking directly to the guy who's feeling those changes and is looking for answers.
So what's their solution? How do they propose to tackle all this?
Well, they present Testodren as this safe and natural alternative
Oh, hey.
to those pricey and sometimes risky testosterone treatments that you often hear about.
Oh, the injections and stuff.
Exactly. So they're really tapping into that desire for a more natural approach.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's all about reclaiming that vitality, that feeling of being in your prime.
I like that.
Like you can turn back the clock a little bit.
Yeah. Okay, so what's the secret sauce? What's in this Testodren that makes it so special?
Okay, so the key ingredient they highlight is this thing called protodiosin.
Protodiosin.
Yeah, it's a patented compound,
Okay.
and it's derived from fenugreek.
Fenugreek, like the spice.
Yep, exactly. But here's the catch.
What's that?
They make it clear that this isn't just any old fenugreek supplement you'd find at your local health food store.
Okay, so what's the difference?
They claim that regular fenugreek supplements have really inconsistent levels of this protodiosin.
So you might not actually be getting what you need.
Right, so you never really know how effective those other supplements will be.
Makes sense.
But with Testodren, they have this patented process that ensures a consistent high dose of that compound in every single capsule.
Okay, so it's all about quality control, making sure you're getting the good stuff.
Exactly. They're taking that extra step to guarantee potency and effectiveness.
And this is where things get really interesting, right?
Yeah.
They actually cite published clinical studies right on their website.
Yeah, they do.
And one study in particular, they found that aging men who took Testodren saw their free testosterone levels increase by a whopping 72.87% after just 12 weeks.
Wow, that's almost 73%.
Yeah, I mean, that's a massive increase.
That's pretty impressive. Makes you want to learn more, for sure.
Now, of course, we got to be critical thinkers here, right?
Always.
This is one study, but still, those numbers are pretty compelling.
They are. They definitely grab your attention.
So what is it about this protodiosin that makes it so effective? Like, how does it actually work in the body?
Well, from a scientific standpoint, protodiosin is known to have a pretty wide range of biological activities.
Like,
Well, there's research on its potential to increase testosterone production, of course, but it's also been studied for its ability to improve insulin sensitivity and even reduce inflammation.
wow, so it's not just about feeling more energetic.
Nope. It could potentially be impacting some pretty fundamental processes in the body.
Okay, so they're not just promising a surface level fix.
Exactly. It's about addressing those underlying hormonal shifts that can lead to all those age-related issues we talked about.
Interesting.
And they even take it a step further. They actually compare Testodren to other testosterone boosters on the market.
Yeah, what do they say about those?
Well, they claim that a lot of those other boosters are packed with ineffective ingredients, and often in tiny doses, mostly for marketing purposes.
So it's like they're saying, we're not playing those games, we're giving you the real deal.
Exactly. They're all about quality over quantity. It's that single clinically proven ingredient at a significant dose.
I like that.
And to show they really believe in it, they offer a 67-day money-back guarantee.
67 days? That's pretty generous.
It is. Most companies only offer like 30 days or something.
Yeah. So they're really putting their money where their mouth is.
Definitely shows confidence in their product.
But for me, honestly, what really stood out was this purified, standardized form of protodiosine.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
They make a big deal about it, and it makes you wonder about the quality of other herbal supplements out there, you know?
It does. It makes you think, am I really getting what I'm paying for with those other brands?
Exactly. So we've got a product that's targeting a very specific problem that a lot of men experience.
Yeah.
And they're using this unique approach with a key ingredient that's backed by research. Plus, they're putting their money where their mouth is with that guarantee.
Absolutely.
So this Testodren definitely seems like something worth exploring further, right?
Definitely. It sparked my curiosity, that's for sure. It makes you wonder, what if there's more to these natural solutions than we often realize?
Especially when you combine it with solid science.
Exactly.
It's like they're taking a smart approach, blending nature with scientific validation.
Yeah, and I think that's what makes it so intriguing. It's not just about tradition. It's about using science to unlock the true potential of natural ingredients.
Absolutely. And we've covered a lot of ground already, but we're just scratching the surface here.
Yeah, there's a whole world of information on Testodren's website just waiting to be explored.
So if you're curious to learn more
Yeah.
and see if this could be the solution you've been looking for, tap the link below and dive into the details yourself.
It's definitely worth checking out. It could be the key to unlocking that next level of vitality and well-being.
That's right. And we'll be back soon to continue our deep dive into Testodren.
Can't wait to see what else we uncover.
Me too. It's going to be an exciting journey.
Absolutely.
So stay tuned. We'll be back with more insights in our next episode.
Until then, keep those questions coming.
And keep exploring the world of natural solutions.
Because you never know what amazing discoveries are out there waiting to be found.
That's right. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into Testodren.
And remember, knowledge is power. So stay curious and keep learning.
Absolutely. We'll see you next time.
Take care. Now, it's important to remember, though, that everybody responds differently.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah. So what might work wonders for one person
Right.
might not have the same effect on someone else.
It's like anything else, right? We're all unique.
Exactly. So it's always wise to chat with your doctor
Oh, for sure.
before starting any new supplement.
Especially if you have, like, existing health conditions
Yes, especially.
or you're taking other medications.
Precisely. They can really help you
Yeah,
weigh the potential benefits against any risks
for sure.
and determine if Testodren actually aligns with your overall health goals.
Good advice.
Yeah.
Speaking of risks, one thing that I noticed on their website was how they market Testodren as a safe alternative
Okay.
to traditional testosterone replacement therapy.
Yeah.
Like they really play up the natural angle.
Yeah. And it's a smart move, you know?
It is.
Because it taps into those valid concerns that some people have about the potential side effects of synthetic hormones.
Yeah, people are definitely looking for more natural solutions these days.
Absolutely. There's a growing interest in that, for sure.
But even though something's derived from nature,
Right.
it doesn't mean that it's automatically risk-free.
You got it. That's a crucial point.
Like even natural supplements can still interact with certain medications.
Yeah.
And they might not be right for everybody.
It's all about personalized health, really.
Exactly. So even with something like Testodren,
Yeah.
doing your research is still super important.
Absolutely. Informed decision-making is key.
Always. Okay, so circling back to their website for a sec,
Okay.
they really seem to understand how these age-related changes can make guys feel.
Yeah.
Like they talk about men feeling less like their younger selves,
Yeah.
struggling to keep up, even like experiencing a dip in confidence.
It's true. It can really impact your whole outlook on life.
Yeah. And Testodren kind of positions itself as that solution.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like they're saying, hey, we get it. We know what you're going through.
Yeah, we might have something that can help.
Exactly. And that message, combined with scientific evidence and those positive testimonials, it can be really powerful.
Speaking of testimonials,
Yeah.
they've got a lot of happy customers. Their website is full of glowing reviews from men who claim that Testodren really helped them, boosted their energy, helped them build muscle, even reignited their drive.
It's encouraging to see that, for sure. You know, while it's always good to approach those testimonials with a little bit of skepticism,
Oh, yeah. Always.
They do offer a glimpse into the potential experiences of others, you know?
It's like a sneak peek into what might be possible.
Exactly. But it's always best to balance those anecdotal accounts with solid scientific evidence.
Yeah, that's the key, right? Having that balance.
Absolutely. But those positive testimonials, they can contribute to a sense of social proof, you know?
Makes people feel more confident about trying something new.
Exactly. And especially when you combine that with the clinical studies they highlight, it starts to paint a more compelling picture.
It's like a multi-layered approach, right?
Yeah.
It's appealing to both the rational and emotional sides of our brains.
Exactly. And let's not forget about that 67-day money-back guarantee.
Oh, yeah, that's huge.
You know, it really reduces the perceived risk.
It does. Like, give it a try, and if it doesn't work for you, no big deal.
Exactly. It's really smart marketing, for sure.
Okay, so one thing that really got me thinking was
Yeah.
their focus on this purified, standardized form of protodiosine.
Yeah, that's a big differentiator for them.
And like they make a big deal about how Testodren delivers this consistent dose of that active compound, which is different from a lot of other fenugreek supplements.
Right. Right.
And it makes you wonder about the quality control and consistency of those other herbal supplements out there, you know?
Yeah, it really does. It's like, are we always getting what we're paying for?
Exactly.
That's such an important question to consider.
It is.
And it really underscores the need for more transparency in the supplement industry.
Transparency is key.
Absolutely. Consumers need to be informed about what they're actually putting into their bodies.
We need to know what we're getting
Yeah,
and be able to trust that those supplements are delivering on their promises.
100%. Consumers deserve that level of assurance.
Yeah.
And reputable brands, they should really be leading the way in terms of scientific research and responsible manufacturing.
For sure. Okay, so it seems like this deep dive into Testodren has kind of unearthed more than just info about the supplement itself.
It has. It's really interesting.
It's raised some bigger questions about the industry as a whole
Absolutely.
and the marketing strategies they use
Yeah.
and just the importance of being informed when it comes to making decisions about our health.
It's a good reminder that we should always approach these health claims
Yeah.
with a critical eye, you know? Seek out reliable information and prioritize our well-being above all else.
Couldn't agree more. Now, let's take a closer look at some of the specific benefits that Testodren claims to offer.
Okay, let's do it.
So they talk about increased energy, improved mood and focus, enhanced muscle growth, and even a boost in libido.
Yeah, those are some pretty impressive claims.
They are. But we need to look at the evidence, right?
Absolutely.
And see what the science actually says.
Yeah, we got to separate the hype from the reality.
Exactly. So let's start with their claim about increased energy.
Okay, energy.
What's the science behind that? How does Testodren supposedly boost energy levels?
Well, from a physiological standpoint, testosterone plays a role in energy metabolism and red blood cell production.
Okay.
And both of those things can influence your energy levels.
So in theory, boosting testosterone could lead to feeling more energized.
Right, that's the idea.
Makes sense.
But is there enough evidence to support that claim specifically for Testodren?
Yeah, that's the big question, right?
That's where things get a little nuanced.
How so?
Well, some of the studies they mention on their website, they do report improvements in fatigue and vitality.
Okay.
But those findings are often based on subjective experiences reported by the participants.
So it's kind of hard to say for sure
Exactly.
whether that perceived increase in energy is directly because of Testodren
Yeah.
or if it could be due to other factors.
Right. There's always a chance of a placebo effect
Oh, yeah.
or lifestyle changes, you know, even just natural fluctuations in energy levels.
So not a clear-cut answer.
Not entirely. More research is definitely needed to establish a clear cause and effect relationship.
Okay, so while it's possible that Testodren might contribute to increased energy, we need more data.
Exactly. More data to really confirm it.
All right, let's move on to their claim about improved mood and focus.
Okay. Mood and focus.
How does testosterone play into those aspects?
All right. So testosterone influences neurotransmitter activity in the brain.
Okay.
And low levels have actually been linked to mood disorders like depression and anxiety. Yeah, as well as cognitive decline.
Wow, so it's pretty important for brain function.
It is. So in theory, increasing testosterone could have a positive impact on both mood and cognitive function.
That's the hope, right?
Exactly.
Here
However,
comes the however.
once again, the evidence specifically for Testodren is somewhat limited.
Okay, so what do the studies show?
Well, some studies note improvements in mood and cognitive performance,
Okay.
but they often rely on subjective questionnaires and lack those objective measures.
Hmm. So it's kind of hard to measure those things accurately.
It is. It would be really great to see more studies using like standardized cognitive tests
Wait.
and brain imaging to really get a clear picture of testosterone's impact on brain function.
So until then, we got to take those claims with a grain of salt.
Yeah, a healthy dose of critical thinking is always a good idea.
Always. Okay, let's talk about muscle growth.
Okay, muscle growth.
This is a big one for a lot of men.
Huge, especially as we age.
Exactly. And we know that testosterone is crucial for muscle protein synthesis, which is the process of building and repairing muscle.
Right, so the claim that testosterone enhances muscle growth, it's definitely intriguing.
It is.
hmm
But do they have any actual evidence to back that up?
Here's where things get interesting.
Oh, I like when things get interesting.
One study actually showed a significant increase in lean body mass
Okay.
and a decrease in body fat percentage in men taking testosterone.
Wow, that's promising.
It is. Those results are definitely promising.
But I'm sure there's some caveats to consider.
Of course. You know, the study was relatively small
Okay.
and short term,
Okay.
and it lacked a control group.
So it makes it harder to pinpoint the exact effects of testosterone.
Exactly. It could be
Yeah.
other factors at play.
So while those results are suggestive, we need more research to really confirm those findings.
Yes, absolutely. More research.
Okay, let's wrap up our analysis of testosterone's claims
Okay.
by looking at the one that often gets the most attention,
Which is
a boost in libido.
libido, the big one.
It is. Now we know that testosterone plays a vital role in sexual desire and arousal.
Absolutely crucial.
So it's natural to assume that increasing testosterone could lead to a boost in libido.
Yeah, that's the logical connection for sure.
And there are those anecdotal accounts from users suggesting that Testodren does have a positive impact in this area.
Yeah, people are saying it's working for them.
But we need to be cautious about relying solely on those testimonials.
Right. We need more than just anecdotes.
So what does the research say about Testodren and libido?
Well, the clinical studies are a bit mixed, honestly.
Okay.
Some of them show improvements in sexual function,
Okay.
while others don't find a significant difference compared to a placebo.
Interesting. So it's not a guaranteed slam dunk.
Nope. It seems like more research is needed to give us some definitive answers.
Makes sense.
And it's also important to remember that libido is influenced by a lot of different factors.
Yeah. Like what?
Hormones, of course, but also psychological well-being,
Okay.
relationships, lifestyle.
So it's more complex than just taking a supplement.
Exactly. Testosterone might be one piece of the puzzle, but it's not necessarily the whole picture.
Okay, so while testosterone could contribute to a boost in libido for some men, it's not a guaranteed fix.
Right.
It's important to look at those other potential factors as well.
Absolutely. It's all about taking a holistic approach to your sexual health.
Makes sense. Now, before we move on to our final thoughts,
Okay.
I wanted to touch on how testosterone compares to other testosterone boosters that are out there.
Yeah, let's talk about the competition.
So their website makes a point of saying that most competitors just load their products with a bunch of ineffective ingredients in tiny doses.
Yeah.
And they say it's basically just for marketing.
Right. Like they're trying to trick you with a fancy label.
Exactly. So
Okay.
is that true? Are all other testosterone boosters just smoke and mirrors?
Well, it's important to remember that the supplement industry is vast and largely unregulated.
That's a little scary.
It is. You'll find products of varying quality, from questionable formulations to reputable brands using clinically backed ingredients.
So it's a mixed bag out there.
Definitely. So it's important to do your homework,
Always.
carefully read those labels, look beyond the marketing hype.
Yeah, don't just take their word for it.
Exactly. Compare ingredients, dosages, and the scientific evidence.
Good advice.
Mm-hmm.
So with all this in mind, what are your final thoughts on Testodren? Does it actually live up to the hype?
It's definitely a product that sparks curiosity.
It does.
There's promising research to support some of their claims,
Okay.
but there are still gaps in our understanding of its long-term effects
Right.
and how it stacks up against other testosterone-boosting options.
So we need more research.
Yeah, more research would be great.
All right. Well, I think that's a fair assessment.
I think so too.
It seems like Testodrens might be worth considering,
Yeah.
especially for men who are experiencing those age-related shifts that we talked about.
Yeah, if you're feeling those changes, it could be worth looking into.
But it's crucial to approach it with that balanced skepticism.
Yes, absolutely.
Do your own research and talk to your doctor to see if it's right for you.
Couldn't agree more. Excellent advice.
And let's not forget about lifestyle choices.
Oh yeah, lifestyle's huge.
Things like regular exercise, a healthy diet, stress management, quality sleep.
All those things can have a significant impact on your testosterone levels.
They can. And your overall well-being.
Exactly. Those foundational pillars of health should never be overlooked.
Okay, so as we wrap up this part of our deep dive into testosterone,
Yeah.
what's the one key takeaway you'd want our listeners to remember?
I think the most important message is to be informed consumers.
Yeah, be smart about it.
Yeah, don't be swayed by marketing alone.
Right.
Look for evidence-based information, consult healthcare professionals,
Yeah,
and make choices that prioritize your health and well-being.
absolutely.
Wow.
Well said. And remember, if you're curious to learn more about Testodren,
Yeah.
you can tap the link below
Mhm.
to visit their website and explore the research for yourself.
Always good to do your own research.
So it's been a pretty fascinating deep dive into this Testodren.
It has been.
We've explored the science behind it, but it also kind of brings up some bigger questions about the supplement industry as a whole.
Absolutely. It makes you really think about what's out there.
It does.
Yeah.
And one thing that stood out to me was how they emphasize that variability of natural ingredients.
Yeah, like with the fenugreek.
Exactly. Like you'd think that just because something's labeled as natural, it means it's automatically safe and effective.
Right, right.
But as we've seen, that's not always the case.
Nope, not always.
There can be a lot of variation in how those ingredients are sourced, processed, and standardized.
It's true. And that can really impact the quality of the final product.
And for me, this whole deep dive has made me realize I need to do my research on these supplements.
Yeah, it's eye-opening for sure.
Like really understand the science behind the ingredients
Absolutely.
and not just take those marketing claims at face value.
Yeah, don't just believe everything you read.
Exactly. And it's always a good idea to chat with your doctor before adding any new supplement to your routine.
Oh, absolutely. Especially if you're taking other medications or have any health concerns.
They can help you figure out if it's actually a good fit for you.
Exactly. They can assess the potential benefits and risks based on your individual situation.
So while Testodren seems like it could be a promising option for some men.
Yeah, especially those dealing with those age-related changes.
Right, those changes we talked
That's
about.
important to approach it with a balanced perspective
Yeah, don't get too caught up in the hype.
and prioritize a holistic approach to your health.
Exactly. Lifestyle choices play a huge role too, right?
Oh, they're essential.
Things like regular exercise, a healthy diet, managing stress, getting enough sleep,
Those are the foundation of good health
and they can all impact your testosterone levels.
and your overall well-being.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's not just about finding a quick fix. It's about making those sustainable changes that really support your long-term health and vitality.
It's about taking control of your health and making choices that empower you to feel your best.
Well said. So to wrap up this deep dive into Testodren, if you're curious and want to learn more,
Yeah.
you can tap the link below to visit their website
Mm-hmm.
and explore all the research for yourself.
Always good to do your due diligence.
It's been a great deep dive. Thanks for joining us as we explored Testodren and uncovered some key insights about the world of supplements.
It's been a pleasure.
Remember, knowledge is power. So stay curious, stay informed, and take charge of your well-being.
That's the best advice I can give.
Well said. We'll see you next time for another deep dive into the world of health and wellness.
Until then, take care.